Why do we change positions when it's the same hole? I don't understand golf anymore. Today I'm going to recap a 2022 action crime film called Lou. In the picturesque setting of Orcas Island, a woman's peaceful life is on the brink of collapse. Introducing Lou, an introverted individual who has selected the seclusion of this distant island as her abode, her only companion being her devoted canine, Jax. At a casual look, her existence appears unadorned, yet what rests beneath is a layered past waiting to emerge. Lou begins to excavate her garden and unearths a container from the soil. Following this, she busily chops a substantial quantity of meat and stores it in her refrigerator for Jax. It is then revealed that the unearthed box contained aging photographs of herself. The woman methodically burns these mementos one after the other. Subsequently, she composes a farewell letter and gears up for the grim act of ending her life with a firearm. Moments later, a shot rings out, and the narrative shifts abruptly to an earlier time. Days prior, we observe the same woman tracking and hunting a deer. Later, Lou inquires about closing her bank account, withdrawing all her funds. The bank teller's expression upon this request suggests alarm. Lou stashes the money in a bag and exits, only to be met by the sheriff's inquisitive gaze on her vehicle, noticing the deer carcass inside. She assures the sheriff with unwavering certainty that the deer had leaped out in front of her vehicle. With a severe storm looming, the community is preoccupied with evacuation plans. We then shift focus to V and his mother, Hannah, who are tenants at Lou's property. Hannah habitually deceives her daughter with tales of his father's quest for treasure, though the truth is markedly different. They, too, are bracing for the impending tempest. Lou approaches Hannah, as usual, demanding the rent be placed on her table by the next day. As Lou departs, V, who had been playing nearby, narrowly misses being struck by her car. Shortly thereafter, Chris, Hannah's confidant, arrives for a visit. Their exchange hints at a romantic involvement. On his journey back, Chris spots a man in the rain, getting soaked to the skin. Chris extends a ride to the stranger, but unexpectedly, the man turns violent, assaulting Chris. The identity of this man and his motives for attacking remain a mystery at this point. Meanwhile, we see Hannah withdrawing funds from her savings, preparing to pay her rent the following day. The story then circles back to the present, where we see the burning images of various individuals. Subsequently, Lou pens a note to Hannah, declaring that the house is now Hannah's to sell if she chooses. She has stocked a month's supply of meat for Jax in the freezer, and left some cash for Hannah too. Perhaps Lou's past experiences have shaped her to make such a dire decision, as she feels there's nothing left for her in life, which is why she contemplates ending it. Elsewhere, the power cuts out at Hannah's home. Venturing out to check the fuse, she's unaware of an intruder slipping into her house. Hannah discovers Chris's van outside, and to her horror, she finds his lifeless body in the back. The scene then cuts back to Lou's residence. As she is about to take her own life, there's a knock at the door. Terrified, Hannah rushes back inside her home and attempts to call the sheriff, but the lack of signal foils her efforts. In a state of panic, Hannah informs Lou that he has returned and has taken V. She presents Lou with a photograph of herself and her daughter, on the back of which is written, "Hey Mom, my turn." Lou agrees to assist Hannah, but as they try to start the car, it fails. Upon opening the hood, a bomb begins to tick down. Lou swiftly pulls Hannah away just before the car explodes. After witnessing the destruction, Lou prepares to track down the perpetrator, noting tire tracks that suggest someone dragged Hannah's daughter away in a trolley, aiming to escape by sea. Knowing she must intercept them before they reach the boat, Lou instructs Hannah to stay put until the storm eases and it's safe to contact the sheriff. However, disregarding Lou's instruction, Hannah joins her in the pursuit, along with Jax. When V regains consciousness, she finds herself in a cabin-like room, initially unable to recognize the person before her. However, as it dawns on her that the man is her father, she feels somewhat relieved. Philip deceives V by saying her mother will join them soon. Meanwhile, after a lengthy walk, Lou and Hannah come upon a house where two men associated with Philip are staying. To assess the situation, Lou approaches the house under the guise of a distressed elderly woman, claiming she has lost her dog in the storm. The man outside believes her story and allows her inside to take refuge. Inside, Lou quickly realizes V isn't there. Her suspicious behavior alerts one of the men, leading to a confrontation. During the struggle, it's clear that these adversaries are unexpectedly formidable. Lou's hand is severely injured, but she manages to use the surrounding objects to lethally subdue both men. Hannah starts to question Lou's ordinary appearance, prompting Lou to reveal her past as a CIA spy of 26 years. They find a walkie-talkie, and despite Lou's warning that using it might alert Philip to their location, Hannah later turns it on again in an attempt to reach out for help, unwittingly signaling their pursuit to Philip. As they move closer to the sea, Hannah inadvertently turns on the walkie-talkie again, and Philip realizes they are on his trail. He quickens his pace toward the waterfront. Progressing further, they stumble upon the abandoned trolley, unable to be used because it's broken. Instructing Jax to return home, Lou begins to cross a bridge, with Hannah following. Unfortunately, due to her injury, Lou's grip fails, and both women end up falling from the bridge. By the time Lou and Hannah nearly reach the end of the bridge, they narrowly avoid plummeting into the river below. They finally make it to the seashore, where they find an ancient, dilapidated ship, but V is nowhere in sight. Inside the vessel, they discover V's stuffed toy and a photo with a message scrawled on it. At this moment, Lou realizes Hannah has secretly brought the walkie-talkie along with them. Lou suggests Hannah should ascend the mountain to improve the signal and contact the sheriff, while she continues to track V's signal from afar. They spot V asleep in a hidden spot. Lou proceeds with extreme caution, but Philip captures her at gunpoint. Meanwhile, Hannah manages to get a signal and relays her message to the sheriff, but the call is abruptly cut off. It becomes apparent that Philip and Lou have a prior connection, and it's eventually disclosed that Lou is Philip's mother. Lou confesses to Philip that Hannah is unaware of their true relationship. Through their dialogue, we learn that Philip was kidnapped as a child, and due to Lou's obligations as a spy, she had to make tough choices, which meant she never searched for her son. This abandonment filled him with resentment towards his mother. Philip assaults her and departs. By this time, the sheriff has notified the police about Hannah and her abducted daughter, but the police order him to stay out of the case. The sheriff discovers that the CIA is pursuing Lou, and the police also seek Philip, who is on their most wanted list. The CIA's intent is to eliminate both Lou and Philip. Upon her return, Hannah finds Lou wounded and begins to search for a way to treat her. Looking at some photos, Hannah realizes the messages Philip has been leaving are for Lou. She momentarily suspects Lou may have had a part in her recent misfortunes. However, Lou reassures her, explaining that it was her own suggestion, through an old college friend, that led Hannah here. Hannah sets off on her own towards the lighthouse, hoping to locate V. By this time, the sheriff, with Jax's assistance, has also arrived in the vicinity. Lou, taking her vehicle, heads for the lighthouse as well. At the lighthouse, Philip allows Hannah to confront his mother, what he had been anticipating. However, Hannah, instead of hiding, holds Philip at gunpoint. She fires twice in a warning, but Philip manages to flee. In the struggle, Hannah breaks free and hurries downstairs, where she finds a remote-controlled bomb that Philip had set up, with the detonator still in his possession. By now, Lou has reached the scene and immediately starts tampering with the bomb, rendering it inoperative. Hannah escapes via a quicker route, yet both remain in danger within the lighthouse. When Philip tries to detonate the bomb, nothing happens. Lou has already disabled it. They both eventually manage to evacuate the lighthouse. From a distance, Lou notices a helicopter and deduces that CIA agents are nearby, searching for them. She then detonates the bomb in the lighthouse, intending to divert the CIA's focus to Philip. She urges Hannah and V to leave and mentions a letter she left at home for Hannah. Philip confronts Lou, and a fierce confrontation ensues between mother and son, which ends in an emotional embrace. As they cry together, the man in the helicopter opens fire on Philip, and they both plummet into the sea. After an extensive search, the CIA agents in the helicopter find no trace and depart, presuming them dead. The film then cuts away, and over several months, we see CIA agents repeatedly visit Hannah at Lou's house, searching for any clue about Lou, whose body was never recovered. In the movie's final scene, Hannah sells Lou's house and begins to move on with her life. As she departs on a ship, the camera reveals an elderly woman watching her through binoculars, suggesting that Lou may still be alive and keeping a watchful eye on Hannah. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.